So this topic is called linear relationships. Yes, last lesson, it wasn't yesterday. Last lesson, we practiced plotting some points and they were kind of all over the place. But linear, what does that word linear mean? Hands up. Who knows what linear means? Nobody. Ethan. Oh, Sai, what does linear mean? No, no one knows. Linear is a very special mathematical word that means a straight line. Okay, so we are going to be spending a lot of time in this topic doing stuff with straight lines. And so today is sketching straight lines, and the method, there's a few different methods that we're going to learn. The first method is to use a table of values to help us draw it. The table of values will give us points that we can plot onto our Cartesian plane. So, you'll be given an equation. Here is an equation, y equals 3x minus 2. Maybe I should highlight it because it's very, very important. That's the line that we are wanting to draw. I need to fill in that table of values. So most of the tables that you will see, we use these same ones. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. That's a pretty standard table. Sometimes it might go from minus 3 to 3, but usually minus 2 to 2. We need to find all the y values. So this is substitution. We need to put one of these values at a time into that equation, replacing the x with minus 2. Remember that the x being next to that 3 means that they are timesed. So on your calculator, we need to type in 3 times minus 2 minus 2 more. So like this, we're following, where's my mouse gone? There it is, 3. It's normally 3x, but the x is minus 2, and then I want to minus 2 more. Okay, don't yell out, please, both of you. Press equals. So this is 3x minus 2, and I got the answer of minus 8. Don't delete what is on your calculator. To do the next one, I now need to replace that minus 2 with a minus 1. So just use your back arrows, delete the minus 2, change it to a 1, and press equals, and we get minus 5. Okay, let's do the next one. Again, don't delete your calculator, just use the back arrows. I want to change the minus 1 to 0 equals negative 2. And next one, use the back arrows. It's going to be a 1 now. Equals 1. And last one, using those arrows, we change it to a 2 and we get 4. Yes. Yes, you do need to get rid of the minus, yes. Yeah, the minus is only there because we started off with a negative number. So when it becomes a positive number, yes, you need to get rid of the minus sign. Riley?
With this pattern where it gets minus by 3, is that the same with all of them?
It's going up by 3, you mean?
Yeah, up by 3. So
that is a pattern. We are actually going to spend a lesson where we investigate that, where we learn to find the rule from a table, yes. If there is a 3 there, it means that these numbers here are going to go up by 3. Yes.
So the y has a 4, so it's going to go up by 4.
It is. Very good. But what is the starting number going to be? So let's work it out. Let's fill in the second table. We'll plot both of the graphs together. The second table that we have here has a new rule. It's y equals 4x plus 5. So that means it's going to be 4 times by the x value plus 5. In your calculator, 4 times the first x value is minus 2 plus 5 equals, what'd you get? Negative 3. So let's check the pattern that Riley has discovered. Change using your back arrows, change your minus 2 to a minus 1. Press equals and we get a 1 because it's gone up by 4. What is the next number going to be?
5.
Yes. What is the next number going to be?
9.
And the last one?
13.
13. Okay. Now, getting the table can sometimes be the trickiest part. We now want to draw those onto this Cartesian plane here. So there is no graph to start with. We've got to start from pretty much nothing. At least we have some grid paper though. So with a ruler, you want to try to cut it as close as you can down the middle on the grid lines. Yeah, if you don't have a ruler, yes, please borrow one today because we're drawing straight lines. Maybe a little bit of sharing. I don't have enough for everybody.
Mine's at
Yeah, got a few, hey?
Just have you had tonight? Just want to be able to do something.
Yeah, I guess I'd plug to the middle.
Sure, that can be the middle.
More?
Oh, my days.
Okay.
It is.
So draw your vertical line. You need to come and grab one from here, sir.
It's not the middle, but in the middle. But you can't have it.
It won't be, because I know I've got some big numbers there, I'm going to put mine slightly towards the bottom. Give me a little bit more space. Remember that the horizontal axis is the x-axis, so you need an x on the end of that line. The vertical axis is the y-axis, so you need a y up the top. And then you need some numbers. From the origin, Mika, from the origin, that's 0, we have positive numbers going to the right. Negative numbers going to the left. We actually don't need to go very fast, we're only going from -2 to 2. Going up is positive. And going down is negative. All right, give you a second just to finish drawing that. Remember, the numbers are on the lines. Okay, so starting with the first equation, which was y equals 3x minus 2, the coordinates are on top of each other. So the x coordinate is -2, the y value is -8. That's our first point that we want to pick. Remember, you start on your x-axis, which is the horizontal one. So I go across to -2, and then I go down to -8, and I put a dot, or a cross, I don't mind. Then I move on to the next one. It's -2 for x, -5 for y. So starting horizontally, -1 down to -5, put a dot. Moving on to the next one. 0, -2. So 0 is right in the middle. -2, go down, sitting on that line. Next one, x is 1, y is 1. So x is 1 up this time to +1. And the last one is 2 up to 4. Now this is linear relationships. These are straight lines. If you are plotting points on here and it is not making a straight line, it can mean one of two things. First of all, it could mean that you've messed up your table in subbing in your values. You might have got some values in here wrong. Or the other option is that you just messed up your plotting. Maybe you mixed your x's and y's up or something like that. But they should. All of these ones should be straight lines. So you should be now able to get your ruler and line all of those little dots up and draw a line going through all of them. If you are only drawing one line on a Cartesian plane, you can just leave it like that. If you're going to be drawing more than one, we like to label them so that it indicates you know which one is which. So this equation was the line y equals 3x minus 2. So I'm labeling that one. I'm going to change colours now, and I'm going to do the second graph in green. So my second equation is this y equals 4x plus 5. So starting at the beginning of the table, at minus 2, y is minus 3. So minus 2 on the horizontal axis, go down to minus 3 and put a dot. Next one, minus 1 on the x to positive 1. Minus 1, positive 1. Then 0 in the middle goes up to 5. And 1 goes up to 9. Now, mine says 2 to 13. I cannot fit that point on my graph because I only got up to 10 with the spaces that I have. That one's not going to fit, so I'm just going to leave it off, okay? You really only ever need 2 points. 2 points is enough to draw a straight line, so we've definitely got more than that. Grab your ruler again. Line them all up. And write the equation on it. Y equals 4x plus 5. Yes, Joey?
You get product marked down. If you know how the last one's 13, you only have 10, you get marked down.
If I can see that it just didn't fit, which is why it wasn't there, then it's going to be fine. Okay, let's try some more. Let's do it again. We're going to fill in the tables. Maybe you guys can try this one, because the table part can sometimes be, I think it's the hardest part, making sure you get those values right. We're using the equation y equals 5x plus 1. We're using our same x values, minus 2 to 2. So in your calculator, you're typing in 5 times minus 2 plus 1. You get it? What did you get for your first one? Negative 9. Good. Fill in the rest of the table.
It's always going to be the same number.
For the x values?
Yeah.
Pretty much always. I can't say 100% always, but usually. Yep, just a sec. Has everyone had enough time to fill in the table for the A? Yeah. So my answers were minus 9, minus 4, 1, 6, and 11. Did you get the same thing?
Yep. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, let's fill in the second one. So the second equation is y equals x take away 3. X is going to be minus 2. So it's going to be minus 2 take away 3. Which is? Minus 5. Perfect. Then change your minus 2 to a minus 1. So it's minus 1 take away 3 is minus 4. Then it's going to be 0 take away 3, which is minus 3. What are these ones going up by, Riley? 1. So the next one's going to be minus 2 and then minus 1. Okay, draw up your Cartesian plane. Very important that you use those rulers. Vertical line down the middle. Horizontal line closest to middle as you can get. Label the x-axis. Label the y-axis. And then all your numbers.
You have to do the arrows.
You should, yes.
Will we get marked down as we go?
No, it's not the kind of thing I usually take marks off for. There's more important things to be checking on. I don't want to mark you down. Otherwise I would mark you down for not having arrows. Okay, if you have finished drawing up your Cartesian plane, have a go at plotting it. Remember, if they don't line up, you've made a mistake. They've got to be straight lines. So the first one, -2, remember x-axis first, -2 down to -9, I only just fit that one in. -1, -4, 0, 1, 1, 6, and 2, 11's not quite going to fit. That's because that's a very, very steep graph. There it is. Y equals 5x plus 1. How are you going? I know I might be going a little bit fast here. Have you drawn the first one? Maybe. Second one, -2 down to -5, -1, -4, 0, -3, 1, -2, and 2, -1.
Is that all we have to do?
That's all we're doing. So a couple of things you'll start to notice the more of these lines that you draw. The number in front of the x, or however much these are going up by, is telling you how steep your line was going to be. So this one had a 5 in front of it, so it was a super steep line. And the green one, it was only an x or a 1 would be in front of that, so it was nowhere near as steep. Another thing that you can also start to look at is sometimes your lines intersect. This is called a point of intersection, where both of your lines go through, and the coordinates of that point of intersection would be -1, -4. Okay, so finish drawing those graphs up, and then you're starting on exercise 2.